All right, so the big news today, obviously, is the announcement that the Los Angeles Raiders may be becoming a thing once again. I'm really ecstatic about this. For those of you not in the loop, proposal was announced earlier this morning that, of all things, the Raiders and Chargers organizations both are trying to get other contracts their cities, moving to the LA market. Basically what they've been doing is they've kind of been working together on perhaps getting a joint stadium deal in Carson, California. It's in the suburbs of Los Angeles, about 13 miles from the downtown area. And it's very interesting because we also have the alternate plan for the St. Louis Rams to move to Farmers Stadium. So it kind of leaves this very interesting scenario where you have three teams basically bidding for the most lucrative market currently available in the National Football League. And it kind of stands to reason that the NFL, even though they really want to, I don't think they're going to have the ability to put three teams in that market. They can try. I mean, it hasn't been done before. You know, if they can support two teams in New York, and they can support the Cubs and White Sox in Chicago. I mean, why not put three teams up there in Los Angeles County? But yeah, as far as being a fan, obviously I'm the Raiders guy. I don't really care for the Chargers. The fact that the Raiders and Chargers are working together, you know, it really should fill me with a lot of disgust, but I don't care. The fact of the matter is, Oakland is a dump. It is an absolute poop hole of a city. It has absolutely no long-term sustainability. There are plans for the Raiders to initially kind of take rent at the new Santa Clara Stadium with the 49ers, which would have been absolute death to all parties involved. But more on that later, because we got another development that I think could be absolutely earth-shattering. So yeah, the idea of the Raiders and Chargers splitting a stadium, you know, it's a little unorthodox, but like I said, you got to get out of Oakland. The place is just falling apart. There's no long-term viability. You don't have really sort of the marketing base around it. And the fact of the matter is, you know, if you put a team in Los Angeles, it's going to draw sort of the outside support that you need to develop a better on-the-field product. Free agents, you might want to actually go to Los Angeles. You don't want to go to Oakland. You don't want to go to the wrong side of the bay. I think you go to Southern California in this huge lucrative market. They got that gigantic stadium playing with like a giant robotic accordion. You know, that's probably going to help the team long term. I think as far as them building a better overall team. And I think with free agency coming up, I mean, look, this is a team that can possibly land Adrian Peterson. This is a team that can cut Darren McFadden and trim a lot of fat off the team. You know, Latavius Murray, he stays healthy. You beef up on defense, you might get Amari Cooper on the wide receiving core. This could be a drastically improved team heading into this year. And I think gives us a lot of optimism to be a part of a team that's definitely on an upward trajectory, that's built for the future, that has new digs coming up, that's going to be long term, that's going to have that new marketing base. I mean, it's just an all-around winning scenario for the Raiders. Now, like I said, you still got Mark Davis calling the shots. I do feel a little bit of trepidation about that. But I think, at least with this sort of kind of move, it shows he's doing a little bit of corporate stuff behind the stage. He's got a team assembled. He's not letting himself call the shots 100%. So that gives me a little bit of hope that as far as front office stuff is concerned, this might be a team that for the first time in a long time will not suck. And that makes me so enthusiastic. Now, of course, you got to guess about Reggie McKenzie. You know, I think he's got one more year left to turn things around before he gets canned. Jack Del Rio coming as new head coach. Lots of excitement about that. Beefing up the offense. Like I said, you know, this is a team in the free market. I mean, free market. In the free agency market, that's kind of Freudian. I think they really could, you know, land that impact player. This is a team that I think could end up getting AP. You know, if they really, really want to, you know, make a move, they might even go after Ray Rice. Okay, they do have the baggage, but still, these are great players. They're saddled with some off-the-field maladies. They've paid their time. They've made amends. They're going to be available at an absolute deal. like I said, you're going to have some political baggage, but who cares? That's not what's important. What's important is winning. There are bad people and part of all sorts of winning teams. Doesn't matter. They're available. I think you can build this up and make an absolutely killer running team. Like I said, go for Amari Cooper, beef up the wide receiving core, and build up on the defense. You get a better O-line through the NFL draft this year. And like I said, Derek Carr is developing. Khalil Mack, proving he's not a playoff bust either. Defense still needs a lot of work, but I think they're improving. They're going to improve under the new defensive scheme. This is a team that, for once, I'm feeling optimistic to be a Raiders fan. And Los Angeles Raiders fan at that. So that's just kind of my initial thoughts heading into the season, or off season, before we start getting the heavy stuff. Like I said earlier, the idea of Oakland and San Diego, or Raiders and Chargers, splitting an LA stadium, you know, I'm not really opposed to it. I just want them out of Oakland so bad. I want them in that new digs. I want them to have that opportunity to succeed financially. Then it kind of dawned on me, if you're going to put both these teams in the same stadium, they can't be in the same conference. And that started a debate about, wait a minute, there might be the possibility that, in addition to Los Angeles moving, or the Raiders moving to Los Angeles, there's this very strong possibility that the Raiders could end up getting flexed out of the AFC altogether. Sort of like what happened with the Seahawks when realignment happened in 2002. And, you know, at first, I'm like, man, there's so many great rivalries, man. I love watching the Raiders beat up on the Broncos. I love watching the Raiders beat up on the Chiefs. I love Raiders beating up the Chargers. I mean, it's all fun and dandy until you realize, wait a minute, if you flex the Raiders over to the NFC West, I mean, they already have natural built-in rivalries. They get to rekindle the Raiders-Seahawks stuff from years ago. The Raiders and 49ers actually probably are the most bitter rivals. The Raiders hate the 49ers more than they hate the Broncos or the Chiefs, really. Those are actually their natural rivals. So that's going to be an absolute bona fide rivalry right off the bat. With people getting stabbed and stuff in the stadiums, I can't wait to see that. You know, who knows? Might even, you know, put the Cardinals, Rams. Obviously, you know, got a geographic rivalry there. Of course, that means you'd probably have to flex an NFC team back to the AFC. So you might be sending the Rams or Cardinals over to the AFC West. But anyway, it's one of those things. I like it because I live in Atlanta. That means I'll be seeing this team probably once every 4 years, opposed to every 8 years, which I'm all for. And, you know, like I said, this is not a done deal, but the fact of the matter, they've been playing this for so long. The announcement has been made. I think today was really sort of that threshold. We've been talking about new teams in LA for years and years and years. The Rams made their move. Now the Raiders are making theirs. And I think it's absolutely gone from being speculation to bona fide. The Raiders, they're going to Los Angeles somehow, some way, splitting with the Chargers, a different stadium development, I don't know.